We're back with another week of football, and DraftKings Sportsbook is keeping us in all the NFL action with great offers every single game day. New customers can bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bet. Throw 5 down on any of this week's epic matchups and walk away an instant winner. Football is more fun when you're in on the action, so download the app now and sign up with code Shannon. New customers can bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bet. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL with code Shannon. The crown is yours. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Nightcap. I am Shannon Sharpe, your favorite Unc. He's your favorite number 85, Cincinnati Bengals legend, Chad Ochocinco Johnson. Thank you for joining us. Let's jump right into it. The game you just watched, Chiefs beat the Jets 23-20. I'm sure Vegas is very, very happy that Patrick Mahomes slid down in bounds because they were giving 9 points, and who knows what would have happened. And Patrick Mahomes says, you know what? I'm not going to take a chance. I'm not going to take a chance that we score a touchdown and they run the kickoff back onside and something fluky happens. So you know what? They have no more timeouts. I'm going to slide down in bounds. He also threw his 200th touchdown pass in his 84th career game, fewest to 200 TD passes in NFL history, surpassing my former colleague and HOF class teammate, Dan Marino of 89 games. What were some of your takeaways? Let's start with the Kansas City, and we'll get to the Jets. Let's go with Kansas City. What was your big takeaway from the game with the Chiefs?
I mean, obviously with the Chiefs did what they could. I mean, it was very surprising with Taylor Swift being in the building that Travis Kelce hadn't caught a ball into the third quarter. You would have thought they would have featured him the same way the NFL has featured Taylor Swift and all of their somewhat commercials leading up to the game. Yeah. But other than that, they played good football. They played good football. They didn't blow the Jets out like everybody thought. Everybody thought it was going to be a runaway game. Obviously, Super Bowl champ going to come in and just run the Jets out the stadium, but that wasn't the case. They played good football. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes turned the ball over because of the great defense of the Jets. And, I mean, that's pretty much it. They ran the ball
that wasn't defense, Ocho. Those throws. Listen, you see those throws? What did he say? Hold on. You read his lips.
What creates those kind of throws?
What did he say?
What creates those kind of throws? Defense
he didn't have pressure. There was no pressure on him. Go back and read his lips. He said, throw the effing ball. He was trying to guide it. It wasn't no pressure on him when he threw the picks. Yeah, did they pressure him? Yes. But on those possessions, those were self-inflicted wounds.
Okay.
What about the run game? Were you impressed with the KC's run game, Pacheco?
Yeah, most definitely. Pacheco's the real deal. He the real deal. Matter of fact, I heard Collinsworth, the comparison between him and Marshawn Lynch. You see the similarities in their styles of running. Obviously, I'm not saying he's Marshawn Lynch, and not by any means, but the force in which he runs with meaning, like a Marion Barber, Marshawn Lynch. You know, it's one more that's on the tip of my tongue. Where they ran with such anger, like, and there was intent behind every step they took, especially when they run into their opponent. Other than that, I mean, it was decent. It was decent from their side.
I think the thing is that the Chiefs got to do something with that right tackle. He's had 10 accepted penalties in 4 games. Let that sink in, ladies. The record, if I'm not mistaken, is Brandon Browner, I think in 2015, had 23 in a 16-game season. He has 10 accepted. Not to count how many, they got off the field. It was third down, and he got a penalty, and the pass was incomplete, or they got stopped or something. He has 10 accepted penalties. That's terrible. And it's and it's going to bite you when you least need it to come into play. Because he gave him 2 points. He got him on the board.
You know what the funny thing about it is? The offense is so efficient. The offense is so good. They're able to do. They're so well balanced. Offense. I mean, in all 3 phases, they can run the ball very, very well. They can pass the ball very, very well. Right. They're one of the few teams in the NFL that can overcome those penalties. But like you said, at some point later on in the season, in a game of extreme importance, those calls are going to cost them.
You're not going to overcome those against a Buffalo. You're not going to overcome those against a Miami. You're not going to some of the better teams.
Right.
You're not gonna be able to overcome those type of mistakes because they put so much pressure on your defense.
Right.
Now your offense, because the Jets is not an offense that you're like, oh man, we got to go score 30. The opposing team offense, like we got to go score 30 against the Jets offense.
Right.
Buffalo, you got to go get 30. The Dolphins, you got to go get 30. Or you're going to be in trouble. And so mistakes like that, turnovers, because turnovers allow bad teams, you bring them up to your level. Because you see tonight, Ocho, it wasn't like the Jets were driving the ball until the Kansas City created short fields for them, turning the ball over, and it got them some confidence. And all of a sudden you can see like Zach Wilson started getting a little more confident.
No. That's not what we finna do. We not finna do that. Zach Wilson played good football tonight.
What happened? What happened? You had a chance to take the lead.
What you not finna do?
You had a chance to take the lead. What'd you do?
What you not
tell me what happened
here? Wait a minute. Let's talk. We had a drop touchdown. We had a drop touchdown.
A drop touchdown.
We had a drop touchdown. Hold on. We had an interception that Mosley could have picked off. These are game changers. They're about 5 or 6 plays that would have changed the dynamic of that game. What you're not going to do is sit here and talk about, the offense got confidence and Zach Wilson got confidence because of what the Chiefs did. That's what you're not going to do.
Hold on.
We play good goddamn football.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Think about it. Okay, in the one game they won, they created 4 turnovers. The game that they got close, the team created 2 turnovers. So tell me the game in which they didn't win, in which the Jets have gone up and down the field.
But that has nothing to do with it.
They lost. Okay, to your point, they lost.
We lost the game, but tonight was a great foundation for us to build off offensively, including Zach Wilson. He played good goddamn football. And the fact that you're going to sit here and not give this man any credit with the way he played, I can't believe you. How you going to sit here and do that?
Ocho, when it mattered the most, when he had a chance to go down and take the lead, tell the people that didn't see the game what Zach Wilson did. Don't get quiet now. Hold on. For the people at home, Ochocinco is going to explain to you last series. Hold on just a second. I want you to explain to the people at home that maybe their cable went out or they don't get NBC on the reg. I need you to explain to the people what Zach Wilson did on the last series.
We didn't make it. We
No.
didn't do what we needed to do.
Hold on. Did the offensive line block? Did the receivers go out for a pass route? I need you to give them a play-by-play. I need you to be the Black Chris Collinsworth and walk us through.
I can't even remember that play.
I
can't remember what happened. I can't. I promise you I can't. Because I was so focused on
Did
all
you
the
get
good.
mugged coming to you?
I can't even remember the bad. I can't even remember the bad. I just know based on what I saw tonight, the sample size and of play I saw from Zach Wilson, it leaves me with a great taste in my mouth and knowing that the Jets are gonna be okay. They're gonna be okay. You want to talk about one series? We know what happened when the game was on the line and we could have taken the lead in the game. We know what happened. There's no need to harp on that.
How many times do a game come down to a play, to a possession?
All the time. It happens all the time. It happens all the time.
Exactly.
And I named some other plays. They're about 5 or 6 in the game of 70 days, 75 plays that make a difference. I told you the tight end. Wait, was that? Yeah, we had to settle for a field goal. Ball hit him right in the hands.
Stop it. The man sliding. The man sliding on his great. I thought the dude played for the Mavs the way he was sliding trying to catch the ball. I thought he was a baseball player.
For one, he had his hand placement entirely the wrong way. Any ball below your waist, your hands shouldn't be like this anyway. Your hands supposed to be like this, ready to cup the ball because it's already low.
But you have to understand.
That would have been a catch.
Ocho, what do we explain to the people?
That would have also been able to change the game. Stuff like that happened.
Let me ask you a question. What did we talk about running one way and the ball coming behind you? Yes, that's the way you do it. But when you sliding, it's hard to open your hips up and turn your hands like this. It's a lot easier to be going away and put your hands like that. Yes, that makes the catch more difficult because it's going to hit your hands and go down. But it's really hard to run one way, open the hips, and get your hands up under the ball like that. Don't do that, Ocho. Now you caught balls for a living.
Now you see what? Now see you sit here making excuses. You sit here making excuses, and I'm telling you, those two plays, that drop touchdown and that interception, and but the inch. It's a game of inches. It's a game of inches. Just like Al Pacino said, the 6 inches in front of your face. That's exactly what Wilson, Zach Wilson missed Garrett Wilson on the deep ball. It was 6 inches.
Yes,
6 inches.
Yes.
All these plays, those are 3 plays right there that would have changed the outcome of this game. And it's just unfortunate that it didn't go our way tonight. It didn't go our way, but I'm happy with the play from Zach Wilson tonight. Hey, listen, even after the game, what did Patrick Mahomes say? Zach played goddamn well and had some hell of a throws out there. Well, listen, they rolled him out the pocket, getting him comfortable. You can see the confidence in some of the throws he was making. They
ran the ball a lot better tonight.
Oh, yeah.
But in order for you to continue to see this Zach Wilson, your defense is going to have to continue to create turnovers. Are you comfortable that your defense is going to give me, because the 2 games one game they won, they created 4. The other game they almost won, they created 2. So the games in which they didn't create any turnovers, what happened?
We lost.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's okay because the defense. Remember, this is the great defense. This is just not any ordinary defense. This is a great defense, and they're going to continue to cause turnovers. It's going to continue to happen. But with these turnovers, what we're going to have to do offense. And you notice I'm saying we. Yeah, I'm infiltrating because I support Zach Wilson.
Yeah, because you jumped up.
We have to get points on some of these turnovers. If it's not a touchdown,
you gotta get touchdown. You gotta get touchdown.
We gotta get touchdown. Yeah. But if we can't get touchdown because the defense is playing so well, we got to get 3 points every time. I mean, I'm not saying every time. This ain't no video game. This is real life. But if we can get points every time we get the ball, especially on turnovers, it will make the game that much better for us.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm the Jets, I do see a little glimmer.
Thank you. Garrett Wilson,
thank you. Garrett Wilson. But Ocho, I can't go into a game saying in order for us to win, I got to count on my defense to get turnovers because you
don't have to think like that.
Yes, you do.
Think like that. No, you don't.
They haven't even come close to winning in games in which they don't create turnovers. Are we watching two different? Are we watching two different teams?
We watching the same thing. But I'm just saying, why you got to be so negative about my Jets, man? Why you got to be so negative?
I've got to paint a realistic picture.
It's a realistic picture, but you don't know what's going to happen from game to game. They can come out next week based on the confidence. You know what? The offensive coordinator might sit back and look, you know what? Zach is feeling a little bit more confident. Maybe I can open up the playbook a little bit more. Maybe I can do more. Maybe I can do more and add a wrinkle or 2 in. So now that he has a little bit more confidence and he's letting the ball go.
You do realize football games are like poker hands. Yeah. The last hand I had has nothing to do with the next hand I get. Right. The last game you played got a damn thing to do with the next game that you play.
It sure don't. But when you have a showing, like they showed tonight against the Super Bowl champs, it makes you feel a lot better going into next week. It makes you feel a whole lot better. I feel goddamn good.
They won against Buffalo, then how they look against the Cowboys. Since if there's carryover, you're telling me there's carryover. Mm-hmm. So how did they look against that Monday night? He came off the bench, reliever, went 6 strong innings, won the game. And then the next week, what happened when they started him? Okay, we're going to move on. We'll get back to that. We'll get back to our normally scheduled program a little later.
What?
The Bills, man. The Bills dominated your Fins.
Defense.
Who's the best team in the AFC right now? The best team of it's 4 weeks, so we're at the quarter pole. Right. Kansas City, Bills, Dolphins, Ravens. Who's the best team in the AFC?
Well, obviously, until somebody unseats the Kansas City Chiefs, they will continue to always keep that reign at the top team in the AFC. Now, right now, just because Buffalo was able to dominate the Dolphins, I still see more upside with the Dolphins as opposed to Buffalo, even though they won the game. remember, when you play division opponents, tendencies,
Right.
familiarity with what they do and what they like to do. So those games are a little bit easier from a defensive perspective on how to stop because you already know what they're gonna do. But
48, Ocho.
I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say 48. If anything, I got them 2A and 2B. Can I do that? Can I do that, please? And just for the sake of the conversation and the topic, I got let's go with the Bills first.
Okay.
The Bills 2A and the Dolphins 2B. And then I got the Ravens right after that.
Okay.
I got the Ravens right after that. And right now, I don't know what's wrong with my Bengals. I want to put my Bengals number 4 so bad, but
we're
I don't
gonna talk
know
about them. Not yet. We got them coming. But let me tell you why I like the Bills a little bit more than I like the Dolphins, and I like the Bills a little bit more than I like the Chiefs. Because you see the pressure that they're bringing. That's without Von Miller.
Yeah.
He's going to start practicing tomorrow. So within the next month or so, he's going to be back on the field. Now, they did lose Tre'Davious White to what looks like an Achilles injury. So it looks like he's lost for the season. But when you pair Vaughn with Floyd and Rousseau and those guys, Ed Oliver.
Right.
And Matt Milano.
Yeah.
He's playing the second best linebacker behind Fred Warner. I think if you talk about 1A and 1B, he's right. That's a hard playing Jesse.
He right there.
He's all over the field. He's making plays. He's shooting gaps, getting in the backfield. He's diagnosing everything. And he's coming up with remedies for it immediately. So Miami, they picked Buffalo. Josh Allen, 21 of 25, 4 TDs, a perfect passer rating, and he had a rush touchdown. You can't play any better than that. You can't play any better. His only problem is turnovers. Ocho, how many times we say if he doesn't turn the ball over, they're almost impossible to beat?
Yeah, almost impossible to beat. That's the thing. You actually picking the Bills, right? But then obviously Josh Allen had a great game today. But what Josh Allen are you going to get? Are we going to get the same consistent Josh Allen that plays this type of football week in and week out? When you get to the postseason, can we get the Josh Allen performance that we got today? Because if this is what we get from Josh Allen from this point on, leading up to goddamn February, you might as well get their ass to goddamn Lombardi right now because ain't nobody beating the Josh Allen Buffalo Bills that you saw today, especially with what they can do defensively. And goddamn him and goddamn, I don't know what the hell Stephon Diggs ate for goddamn breakfast today. I bet it was McDonald's. I bet it was McDonald's. I bet that's what it was.
He ate Dolphins defenders. That's what he ate. That's what he ate for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Because they had no answer. He was able to get the ball to Gabe Davis. They ran the ball fairly well, and then you always have to worry about him and his legs and his ability to make plays outside of the pocket. That's what makes him, because to go back to the previous game, think about it. What was it at the end of the game that got Kansas City this win? It was Patrick Mahomes' legs.
Third and goddamn.
He took off.
Third in the highway.
Yes.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
You can't run past the guy. You got to level off. Once you get even with him, you got to level off because the guy will jump out the window on you and he'll take off running. Right. And you behind him, there's nothing else you can do about it. But the Bills played extremely well today. They put together a complete game. Like you said, division games are really tough. Buffalo made this look really easy, Ocho. You look, when you played Cleveland and you played Pittsburgh and you played the Ravens, those were nip and tuck ball games. 27-24, 20-23. There was no 48-20 type ball games because, as you said, there is such familiarity. We've been in this division for a number of years. We know the personnel. We know what you like to do. Buffalo made this look extremely easy today.
They made it look easy, but this is the thing, and I always say about the NFL, for the casual fans that watch the game week to week, ain't no telling what's gonna happen. Ain't no telling what's gonna happen. We just saw Miami put up a 70 ball last week, so I guess in everybody's mind going into the Buffalo game, you thinking they're gonna run away with the game. But this is what happens. This is what happens week to week in the NFL. It's always a toss-up. It's always a gamble. That's one of the reasons why I don't play fantasy, because you never know. You never know.
If you think about it, what got them in trouble is that anytime they brought pressure.
Yeah.
They were relentless on Tua.
Yeah.
They were not going to they was going to make you make a decision right now. We're not going to let you have time to find those speed merchants. We're not going to let you find Waddle. We're not going to let you find Tyreek. We're not going to let you find Burrios. All those guys that can get down the field. And they were relentless and with their pressure. And if you notice, they were Buffalo got it, scored, Miami scored. Buffalo scored, Miami scored. Buffalo scored. And then what happened? They started turning the ball over, and then Buffalo scored again, and then Miami gets sacked, and then Buffalo scored again. And so even though they weren't touchdowns, they got points out of those drives in which Miami turned the ball over. And so if you Miami, you got to take care of the football, but you got to find a way to protect Tua. Sometimes that scat personnel, where they empty the backfield, you hear us say scat, that means 5 linemen and all the eligible receivers are out on routes.
Yeah,
you got to protect that quarterback. You got to protect Tua.
And one of the few ways that you can protect them, because obviously some of the route they were doing, there was really nothing short. There was either intermediate or it was long. Man, get the quick game going. Get the quick game going. The stifle the pressure that they are putting. Get the ball out of his hands really quick. Get that front five, that front four. Get them tired, and then you can go down the field a little bit after you mix up the run a little bit.
They tried to get a couple of screens early, but the edge rushers did a great job of getting their hands up and deflecting the balls because seemed like they had something going. Let's get to your Bengals. 1-3, 0-2 in the division. They have yet to score a first half touchdown through 4 games. Are you concerned? Is it time to panic yet?
I don't think it's time to panic yet. We are 1-3. It's a 17-game season. One thing my mama always told me, in anything in life, when it comes to wanting to have success on the back end, it ain't a sprint, baby. It's always a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's always a marathon. And the marathon goes in 3 phases. And right now we're in phase number 1, and it's not too late for us, but what we need to do is get back to the drawing board offensively and figure out how all these teams have seemed to have figured us out, to where the things that we've been extremely efficient on is not working as opposed to the way it worked the past 2 years.
Well, I tell you what, I don't know. I hadn't run a whole lot of marathons in my life. As a matter of fact, I've run any. But I can tell you this, you can run a marathon, but you let those Kenyans run 4.5 minute, 5 minute miles, and you run 12-minute miles, and you see if you catch them.
Listen, this is the thing about it. It's like running the 800 or the 1,500 meters. Sometimes you don't need to be at the front of the. Listen. Sometimes you don't need to be at the front of the pack. You just need to be right there in the middle or right there on somebody's hip, because at the right time you got to know when to kick. That's all we're looking for. And right now, that's the position that we are in right now as a team.
Look at your offensive line and look at Joe Burrow, and you tell me in all honesty, you feel comfortable with where you are right now.
Can I tell you something? You know, we've been talking about and fussing about in general through the media, because I'm on the other side now. We've been talking about that offensive line the past 2 years. Do you know where we were last year? We were in the AFC Championship with that same offensive line. Let me finish now. The year before that, you know where we were at with that same offensive line we talk about? We were in the Super Bowl. That's where we were. Just FYI, I'm just letting you know that same offensive line. Offensive line is a problem for many of teams. So what do we do? What do? You find ways to those who might be the weak link on your offensive line. You find ways to manipulate and hide it. There are ways you can do it. Listen, I'm not an offensive line coach. I'm not an offensive coordinator, but I do know there are ways that you can hide the weaknesses on your line where you're struggling.
Ocho.
Yes, sir.
You and I have talked ad nauseum about how 1 year has no impact on the next. So you climb the mountain and you get to the Super Bowl. Just because you almost got to the top, that doesn't mean when you start at the bottom the next year, you get back to where you got to the previous year. So just because you guys started 0-2 and you ended up in the AFC Championship game and you ended up in the Super Bowl, what does that got to do? You look at the way your quarterback is playing. You look at your offense have yet to score a touchdown in the first half. Did they do that in the previous 2 years? Yes or no?
No. They was on fire. They were on fire offensively right out the motherfucking gate.
Orlando Brown was trending again. So tell me why an offensive line would be trending again for the second time in 4 weeks. Tell me why, Ocho.
Wait, he was trending? Because I don't know what happened. No, not this. Listen, all bullshit.
And Taylor Swift was not in Nashville.
I was in Tennessee. You know, I was at the game.
Yes. So why was he trending if you was at the game? So you saw what a lot of people didn't see.
No, I missed it because I left in the third quarter. I had to get back home. So now you telling me something I didn't know.
Hey, let's see. Joe Burrow versus the Browns weeks 1. 2 sacks, 10 quarterback hits. Against the Ravens week 2, 1 sack, 5 quarterback hits. Against the Rams week 3, 2 sacks, 6 quarterback hits. Versus the Titans week 4, 3 sacks, 9 quarterback hits. So in other words, the man has been hit 30 times and he's been sacked 8 times. And you say, well, you know what? Hey, we've been here before.
We Tennessee Titans defense.
Yeah.
Where's their identity? Where's the strength of their defense? The what?
You keep telling. Hold on. That ain't
that front.
Hold
this
on.
Ain't. We didn't just play no bunch of. I don't want to be disrespectful. This is NFL. Jeffrey Simmons and them young fellas.
Ocho.
Man, they what? I'm just being honest.
That's your offense. You keep telling me, what did they do? What did they do? What did your offense do? When are you going to tell me something that they do? I'm talking about Tennessee. We'll talk about Tennessee in a minute. We'll get to them and Derrick Henry bludgeoning them, running the football. Let's talk about your offense because you told me 2 years ago they were in the Super Bowl. Last year they went to the AFC Championship. And you told me just a minute ago that y'all started out on fire is that y'all had to get y'all feet wet on the defensive side. Now, again,
I think we've had the same offensive struggle. This is a tug and war. It's the same thing. It's a give and take. We've had the same conversation at the beginning of every season about the offensive line woes. We know there's really nothing I can say about the offensive line woes except that they got to get back to the drawing board and figure out a way to mask and hide those that might have a weakness offensively. There's nothing I can say. And I just said offensively, what we've always done is we've always risen to the top on the back end when it mattered most. The fact that we're in a hole right now, we're 1-3. Yes, we are 1-3. There's only one way to fix it. There's only one way to fix it.
But normally a defense and an offense can only hide one player.
Right.
As long as it's not your quarterback, we can hide a weak offensive lineman.
You can't hide your quarterback, especially not in this day and age. You can't.
You can't hide 5 offensive linemen either. But in the previous 2 years, let me ask you a question. In the previous 2 years, was Joe Burrow dealing with a calf injury? And seemingly, I saw him on the sideline doing something with his arm. So
his elbow got hit. His elbow got hit.
So he was dealing with that in the previous 2 seasons. The calf injury and the elbow. He was dealing with that. Yes or no?
No.
So you feel so this year?
I still feel good. Do you understand? Let me tell you something. Do you understand Joe Burrow is a pocket passing quarterback, right? That has the ability to run and escape as well.
Yeah. But right? when they went on that Super Bowl run, what was it that Joe Burrow did? Got key third downs with what, Ocho? His legs.
Yeah.
Now, he can no longer do that. He also can't get outside the pocket and find Jamar Chase. T. Higgins has fractured ribs. So now, again, do you still feel as comfortable talking about the Bengals moving forward because of what they did the previous 2 years, considering your quarterback has a calf, an elbow, T. Higgins has fractured ribs?
T will be fine. Fractured ribs you can play with. Man, Tia put on the flap jacket. What you call it?
Flap jacket.
Yeah, he put on a flap jacket. He'll be fine. And I think, and Joe said it obviously in the interview on how losing T. Higgins has hurt them because it hurt them tremendously because of some of the things that they're able to do offensively when he's in the lineup. Even though they have some quality backups, it's still not the same with T not being in there. At 80% Joe Burrow. Listen to me real quick. An 80% Joe Burrow that is hobbled but still has the arm in the mental capacity and IQ he has as a quarterback to get the job done is still better than other teams' quarterback at 100%.
If you don't mind me asking,
which is why I feel the way I do about the Bengals. Why I don't have to say, "Oh, we're 1-3. It's time to panic." That's why I feel that way.
How many in your career? How many receivers have you known wear flapjackets just because they wanted to?
Well,
why don't receivers wear flap jackets?
It's uncomfortable because you can't put your damn arm down for one.
Wow! So it's just gonna be that easy for T. Higgins to put one on and go play wide receiver, huh?
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, you're not gonna have a choice. You got to protect your ribs now. You got to protect your ribs. And obviously, the flap jackets they have today, with the way all the high-end technology stuff, it wouldn't be them big fat ones where your arms be sitting on your side like that. You know, they got some stuff you can wear that can feel comfortable.
Yeah, but you still got to catch the ball. The ball, you got to get used to that ball catching, careening off your body, because it's not like you will catch every last ball in your hands.
T. Higgins catch with his hands. Don't do that.
No, ain't no receiver in the history of the game caught every ball with their hands. Stop.
I did. I never used my body.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
I pulled some tape, but I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna let it slide. Okay. But hold on. Through 4 games this year, Joe Burrow has 2 touchdowns. Through 4 games last year, he had 8 touchdowns. In 2021, through 4 games, he had 9 touchdowns. So again, I'm gonna ask you again.
So hey, listen, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I just told you it's not how you start, right? I just gave you the analogy about the marathon and the sprint, right? It ain't how you start. Just because he had you're naming numbers from year to year. Didn't you say you gotta cut that? Didn't you? But listen to me. Didn't you just tell me about climbing the mountain, and then when the next year comes, you got to start all the way back over?
Yes.
Well, just because it didn't start the way it did the previous 2 years doesn't mean we're not gonna get where we want to get to.
But just what you said. You told me even though we're starting bad, look at how we started last year. Look at how we started the year before.
That's where the promise comes in at, where there's nothing to worry about because you know where it's going to get to. It just didn't start off the way it did the 2 previous years. We still got the same regime. We still got the same personnel. That's how you know it's going to be all right.
But your quarterback is not as healthy. Everything is predicated on him.
Goodness. Listen, you're not listening to me.
Does Joe Burrow look the same to you?
Joe Burrow at 100% is the second best quarterback in the league behind Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
Joe Burrow at 80% is the third best quarterback in the league.
No, not even close. Not even close to being at 80%.
Stop playing with Joe Shiesty, man.
But here's the thing, Ocho, what you're failing to mention is that Joe Burrow at 100% can ride that sinking ship, which is your poor offensive line. Mm-hmm. But see, now Joe Burrow at 80%, they bring him down. They drown him. They drown the rest of this team. It's not like you have the 2000 Ravens defense. Ooh. That's not what you have. So now you need Joe to be almost 100% because of the inequities that you have at the glaring what you have at the offensive line.
Right.
Your secondary, you can't keep losing the Von Bells and the guys that they lost. Mm-hmm. Those were big subtractions that you got, Ocho.
Listen, we gonna be all right again.
Okay, I'm gonna check back with you.
We gonna be all right. It's early. Matter of fact, check back in with me when we get about week 6 or 7, and then when I'm able to hit you with that, what I told you. Okay. What I told you about that marathon, what I told you about when you run that 1500, you don't need to lead the lap, the first 3-4 laps.
Well, I hope you
need to do is stay right in somebody's hip pocket, until it's time to kick. And when you kick, you make sure you kick at the right time.
Ocho, sometimes people just run a marathon just to say they ran one. I hope come week 8, y'all ain't just playing the remaining games just to say y'all finished the season. Okay?
Nah.
Okay, I'm just saying.
We're not even built like that.
The Kenyans, they're running to win the race. Sue Ellen down the street, she's entered the marathon to say she chucking off her bucket list. Okay, I don't want the Bengals to check off the last 7-8 games off the bucket list because they just had to finish out the season.
You a non-believer. And one thing we love to do, we love to make believers out of non-believers. You keep that same energy, man. Come when it start getting cold.
All right. Cowboys blow the doors off the Patriots. The 35-point loss was the worst in Bill Belichick's career. The 55 points the Patriots have scored this season are the fewest they've scored in the first 4 games since he became head coach in 2000, Belichick's first year. When you look at, we can address the Cowboys because, again, what did they get? A scoop and score, a pick 6. Dak 1 touchdowns. Now they are one red zone touchdown in their last 8 trips.
Mm-hmm. Listen, it's difficult to score in that red zone now. I said it before and I'll say it again. It's very difficult. The closer you get to the end zone or the closer you get into the opponent's territory and you haven't scored from, 50, 60, 50, from the 40, it's very difficult to score. It's very difficult to score. But the fact that the defense is playing so well yet again, and bails out the offense, that is a good thing, because the tides are going to turn at some point where the defense isn't going to play so well, where the offense takes over, and it becomes their identity for that week.
Kind of like last week against Arizona.
I don't know what bingo.
Oh, hold on. You told me when the
like
defense wasn't going to play well, that was going to be the offense opportunity to bail them out. So I just went back to last week,
I mean, listen, what happened with the Dolphins and the Broncos last week?
Whoa.
And then you come into a game against the Bills.
Yes.
And everything changes. Week to week, different things change depending on who you're playing. When you think about it, you'd have thought Dallas is going in and gonna kill Arizona.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the nature of the beast in the NFL. Week to week, you just don't know.
We're gonna find out we'll know a lot more about the Cowboys over the next 4 games. They're on the road Sunday Night Football against the 49ers. Then they get the Chargers, they get the Rams, and then they get who do they play after that? Another team, the Eagles. On the road. 3 of the next 4 games are on the road. So I think we'll have a better indication at the midway point exactly who the Cowboys are.
So basically, out of the next 3 games, one of these games could basically be the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
An early NFC Championship. Basically, that's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is for them.
Because, I mean, it's really top heavy. Basically, you got the 49ers, you got the Eagles, and you got the Cowboys.
That's it.
I mean,
but then what happens? Come playoff time, you get a game like, surprisingly, sometimes you never know. You get an Arizona come out of nowhere, the way they played the Cowboys last week, and something like that could happen come playoff time, where it's a team that comes out of nowhere and gets an opportunity and gets a shot and knocks off a team that you would suspect would beat them anyway.
These games mean so much more, not only for purposes, because guess what? Now we have a common opponent. We played you when it comes to home field. You come back to the Bay, or do we go to Dallas? You go to the Eagles Financial Field, or do you go to Dallas, or do you go to the Bay? So these games are going to be very important, because at the end of the day, if it's an NFC Championship game, I want it in my building.
You want to be home?
It doesn't guarantee me anything, but I want it in my building.
It doesn't.
I want it in my building.
I always thought about it as a player. Did you buy in the home field advantage?
When
I play away at away games, I can't even hit a crowd. When I play home, I can't even hit a crowd.
Right.
Even though they're right there on top of you. I mean, I'm just mentally, I'm in such a zone where I'm really not affected by any outside noise outside of what's going on in that moment on the field.
I was fortunate. I won 1 championship game at home. I won 2 on the road. The best part about winning on the road is like being able to celebrate on somebody else's field. And then the crowd is like leaving the stadium. Now you're at home and you lose. Those are your fans. And you empathize. We like, damn, we let them down, bro. We fought so hard to get home field so we could play this game in front of our fans.
Right.
And we didn't get it done today. You lay an egg. But give the Cowboys credit. The Cowboys, again, a scoop and score, a pick 6. They played extremely well. They made them one-dimensional, and they were able to put pressure on Mac Jones all night long. So Dak wasn't needed, even though he had good numbers. I think the thing that Mike McCarthy is going to keep preaching, guys, we've got to cash these possessions in. Kicking field goal gets you beat against good teams.
Yeah.
Scoring touchdown win you championships when you get into the red zone.
And then when you're gonna play teams that have a high octane offense, that's going to score points.
Yes,
sometimes they score them from far out, because when you play the 49ers, man, ain't no telling what the hell they gonna do. When you play the Eagles, you got to deal with Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. Then you got Swift coming out the backfield.
Yeah, you got Atwell, you got all those guys.
And they can score from anywhere. So you're gonna have to take, when you do get those turnovers, you got to turn them into points. And I'm not talking about 3.
Do you believe Coach Belichick can pass Don Shula? He's 29 to win away. Because see, look, okay, Coach Shula has 347 career victories, correct?
Right.
Career victories. He has 328 regular season victories. Coach Belichick has 299. So, do you believe he can pass him?
I believe he could pass him, but he would have to
go somewhere else.
Yeah, no disrespect. He would have to. I think maybe the quarterback situation.
Yeah,
maybe the quarterback situation. I don't know if today is a good testament or a test of Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones is who he is. We've seen enough of Mac Jones to know that this is what we're gonna get. And you can't turn the ball. You can't turn the ball over. You can't turn the ball over because you don't have the offense to overcome turnovers.
No.
You don't have.
They can't score on your possessions. The opposing team can't score on your possessions. It's hard enough to defend them when they have the ball. Now you're giving them points on your possessions.
Right.
It's almost impossible to overcome that.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have the firepower. Obviously, Tom is not there. Tom is not walking through that door.
And he ain't coming back.
Yeah, he ain't coming back. And the offense is just different. It's just different, as opposed to when times were a little bit simpler when number 12 was at the helm.
Yeah, well, sometimes you don't realize how good you have something until it's gone.
Hey.
Everybody start to believe it, whether it's a relationship, you like, I find somebody else. There are more of me. There are more of you than there are me. And then you realize, well, damn, she did do an awful lot. She kept me organized. She kept me on point. She kept this in order. Got the kids ready. I didn't have to worry about all that. Then all of a sudden, sometimes I think Coach Belichick thought, like, you know what? Man, this all me, bro. I got this. I'm doing all the shopping. I'm hiring all the help. And nah, bro.
I don't think he thought that. There's no way he thought that. And understanding how special.
Did you read Seth Wickersham's piece about he wanted to get rid of Brady back in 2017 for Jimmy G?
You think? Oh yeah. Well, did you? I know who went upstairs and told him to get Jimmy G out of here because I don't want that over my shoulder.
But if the man, so why would he have to do that if he wasn't trying to get rid of him?
Okay, I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right. I didn't think about it. But sometimes, that's like you have a girlfriend. You have a girlfriend. I'm just using this analogy so people can get a better understanding of where I'm going.
Yes, people understand relationships.
You got a girlfriend and you see something that is beautiful. Let's say you dating a 7, you see a 10, and you think that 10 is so much better than what you already have at home.
Right.
You leave your girl and you're gonna try and go date this 10, and it comes out to be nothing like what you had before, and you end up regretting it, and you end up being miserable.
Right.
And that's basically the situation.
Give me the steady 7. That steady 7, that's gonna be like my grandma used to say, like an old shoe. Yeah. That's gonna be there. That's gonna be tried and true
every time. And there's a reason. There's a reason in the Bible. The number of completion is number 7. I'm taking 7 with you all day. When you shoot craps and you want to hit
7 out,
7 out, baby. Talk to me now. Stay with me.
The Bears blow the largest lead, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in the history. Justin Fields was having the day of days. He was having the game of his career.
Beautiful. Until
the final 3 drives. He goes lost fumble to tie the game. Turnover on downs on a 4th. That was coaching, because you kick the field goal and you go up 3, and now you force them to either kick the field goal to tie you or get the touchdown to beat you, and then the game-ending interception. Here's something that's very interesting, Ocho. The Bears might be tanking for Caleb Williams, because not only if they tank, they get the number 1 pick, but they got Carolina's pick also, which could be the number 2 pick. So you could possibly get Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr.
You think would they do that? Would they do that? Would they really sabotage the play calling offensively and defensively week in and week out to get Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr.?
We see them do it all the time in basketball.
That takes us back to the situation and analogy that we just explained. And having something at your disposals, having something at your helm that you don't even know what to do with, but you trying to say, you know what, forget this. I'm gonna try to go get these new new shiny toys that are doing extremely well at the collegiate level. Same thing again. We just talked about that.
Yes, but I personally, Ocho, I do not believe the Bears will pass on 2 quarterbacks because they had the highest grade, Bryce Young and Caleb Williams. I don't believe they'll pass on both of those quarterbacks.
Right.
Do you honestly? Do you believe they will pass on both of those quarterbacks having the number one pick?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But again, if you didn't know what to do with the one you got now, if you don't know what to do with the one you got now, what makes you believe you're gonna know what to do with the one you get from USC?
Well, another regime. Because here's the thing now, if I believe another regime would come in, if you stuck with Justin Fields, that's three regimes. That'll be his third regime. Now, you said it was Matt Nagy and his play calling. You said it's Eberflus and that play calling, whoever the OC is. So at some point in time, we got, look, as great as Justin Fields played in the first up until those final three drives, he was awful the last three drives.
Right. So, I mean, so you're not even taking what he did throughout the game where he was playing phenomenal football, great football at that, based on, what he has showed us so far at the beginning of the season and the growth where it could, one game, all you needed is a little confidence and boom, you had the kind of game you had outside of those last three drives. So you basing his performance on those last three drives only?
Let me ask you a question. You go to Vegas, you been to Vegas? You ever gambled in Vegas?
Boy, I'm cheap. Now, I ain't spending no money.
But let's just say, for the sake of argument, you go to Vegas and you play in poker. For the sake of the argument, you play in poker. You up $20 million. You got $20 million. Wait,
I'm up how much?
You up $20 million. And then at the end of the night, you lost it all. Are they going to talk about that you was up $20 million, or are they going to talk about the fact that you lost?
Oh, they're going to talk about the fact that I lost.
Oh, so what are we talking about right now with Justin Fields?
Okay, I got you. Okay, when you put it like that,
I gotta put it to a context that I
listen. When you put it to me like that, goddamn.
Because how quarterback? What do we measure Tom Brady? Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, the greats. A lot of these guys, they played bad the whole game, but when they needed to put something together, the last 5 minutes,
always come through, every time.
And Justin Fields was having a day of his life throwing the football. We know what his legs are. His legs are magical. But in today's game, you're not going to run your way. You're not going to run your way to a championship with your quarterback legs. You're not. You're just not. Because they've set the game up, Ocho, for you to be able to throw. All this incidental contact, all this holding, all this hands to the face, all this defenseless receiver, and you can only hit the quarterback in this area. Let that sink in, Ocho.
Yeah,
you can only hit the quarterback in the width of his numbers. So this is 12 or this is 14 or whatever your quarterback number is. That's the only target you can hit.
Right. I mean that is crazy when you think about it in hindsight. Another thing I would go back to is the NFL actually protecting themselves long term for anybody that try to come back. That's a whole nother topic. But again, they've handicapped the defense to a point to where it's a pass happy league, and it's almost unfair. It's almost unfair, for those that play defense, to the point where those that are getting paid defensively, cornerbacks, they deserve every dime. They deserve every dime they get.
They do.
Because they can't do nothing. They can't do nothing.
Because it potentially, if we go back and look, the Jets had gotten off the field, had gotten an interception from Patrick Mahomes, and they got a little 5-yard hold. It was 3rd and 16. They get a 5-yard penalty
on Sauce.
First down.
That wasn't, man. Robert Saleh had every right to be going off on the sideline on that coach, because that could have changed the momentum and the shift of that game for them, and they ruined it.
We talked about this guy last week, Chase Claypool.
My guy. Chase.
He wasn't at the game. The team spokesman said he was told to stay away. The Steelers traded him for the 32nd pick in the draft. They're hoping they can get a 5th or 6th round pick. I told you last week.
Right.
Imagine if TJ or one of your receiver teammates had said, Ocho knows that's not that performance, that type of effort is not acceptable.
That had nothing to do with why they told him to stay at home. I think they told him to stay at home because of the comments that he made when a reporter asked him, are the Chicago Bears using you right offensively? And his answer was no. And basically, based off his answer and being honest and truthful on them not using him the right way, because as you can see, the Bears aren't playing good football offensively. They're not using any of their offensive stars the right way, including DJ Moore or Darnell Mooney.
Can I ask you a question? Was Pittsburgh using him correctly?
Because they traded him. Not to his full potential. They traded him because of what they had in the receiver room already. Well, you know
hold on. If he's what you said, hold on. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
If he's what you said he is, cream rise to the top, regardless of what's in that room.
Right.
If he's what you said he is, why does it matter that Deontay Johnson or George Pickens or whomever else is in that room? Why does it matter if Chase Claypool is what you said he is?
Listen, that's an issue and a problem with personnel in the Steelers organization and not wanting him around. But I have an understanding of watching him.
Who don't want good players?
Huh?
Who don't want good players around?
What is the NFL? Everybody good. It's the NFL. Everybody good. That's why they feel, we can get rid of him and get the production from somewhere else and somebody else. That's the nature of the business. That's the nature of the beast. And that is the way to think. And you know what? Sometimes you don't get that. Sometimes you don't replace what you think might be better. The grass ain't always green on the other side.
Joe, you normally get one chance to go somewhere and they say, you know what? They didn't use him properly. You can't. It's kind of like the James Harden situation. You can't force your way out of Houston, force your way out of Brooklyn, try to force your way out of Philly, and think people are going to empathize with you. You can't keep saying.
When you putting up 21-13 and 8, yes you can.
No, yes, you can. Because you see what's happening right now, don't you? What? Because everybody gonna say how long before he's unhappy here.
Man, anybody would take James Harden. Man, don't do that. Man, we talk about one of the most prolific scorers of all time. Now coming off the dribble. Wait, man, don't do that. Don't do that. Come on now. And I know you're not trying to compare James Harden and Chase Claypool.
No,
that's two completely different spectrums.
I tell you what. How about this here? Antonio Brown.
Yes, sir.
The Pittsburgh Steelers got tired of him. The Oakland Raiders got tired of him. The New England Patriots got tired of him. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers got tired of him. Don't tell me you can't wear out your welcome because you can, Ocho, and I don't care how great you are.
Right.
Okay, was that a better comparison? How about AB? A guy came off a 100-catch season, 1,400 yards. And what did the Steelers do? Moved on.
How's it been so far since he's been gone?
How's it been for him?
Wait. No.
How's it been for him?
How has it been from an offensive standpoint of receiver production since he's been gone? I'm just asking.
You just told me you love. You just told me you love George Pickens. You just told me that.
I do love him to death.
Okay.
What you mean? But you still didn't answer the question.
Right.
What has the production been the same since he's been gone?
No.
And you just answer the question. That's all I'm asking. Have we gotten the same type of production AB produced?
No.
Why? Why? So wait. Let me finish now. Stay with me now. Stay with me.
Okay, I'm gonna stay with you.
So we haven't gotten the same type of production.
No.
Chase Claypool is gone from the Steelers, right?
Yes.
Because they not using. They say they weren't using him right.
That's what he said. I don't know.
You got George Pickens. You got Deontay Johnson.
Yeah.
Are they using them fellas? Are they using fellas right?
They're using them correctly. I just don't know the guy that's throwing them the ball. I don't know if he's correct.
Wait a minute. If they were using them correctly, they would still be able to put up somewhat of the numbers that AB was. No? Or
no?
Am I tripping?
No. Hold on. Are you comparing those guys to AB? AB was on. It could make a case that he's an all-decade receiver.
Yeah. I'm just saying
he can make he's an all-decade receiver.
You made the case. You just compared one of the best prolific NBA scorers to Chase Claypool. What's the difference?
No, what I'm saying, you only get grace in moving a handful of times. You can't keep moving and saying they're not using me correctly. At some point in time, you can't keep saying this organization is bad. Okay, you said Houston was bad. You went to Brooklyn. That organization was bad. Now you're in Philly. Philly's bad. You want to go somewhere else. Hold on. I forgot about OKC. So OKC, Houston, Brooklyn, Philly. How many times do we get to change? And the only common denominator, the organizations are still going. What's the common denominator? The individual.
Right.
So I'm just saying with Chase Claypool, Ocho, think about it. He's a big kid. I think he's like 6'5", 230, ran extremely well.
Just like Brandon Marshall.
if you look his numbers, his Notre Dame numbers didn't like, man, whoo, because a lot of people thought the kid was going to have to bulk up and move to tight end.
Right.
Something is going on with him internally. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what it is, but these teams, Ocho, you know these teams will move on, man.
Yeah,
man, them jokers, they'll eat 30,
will.
40, $50 million like it's nothing.
Quick, because they gonna make it up anyway.
They're gonna make it up.
They're gonna make it up anyway.
They're not gonna have you dragging your feet on there. But he just got to make it up in his mind. Bro, you want to play football or not?
Right.
I don't know what's going on. If you got something at home, go ahead.
He need the right situation. I think he needs to be in the right. I don't know what the right situation is. I think he needs to feel welcome. He needs to feel welcome where he is, and that's all it takes. Sometimes, Shannon. That's all it takes. Sometimes is for a player to be in a situation where he feels welcome. Where he's at a team where they want to use him, where they want to make him an intricate part of the offense. That's all. Sometimes that's all we want.
You know where I feel most welcome? Yeah. The bank. How you doing, Mr. Sharpe? How are you today? I feel so welcome when I walk up in that thing, Ocho. I don't know about you, but that's where I feel most welcome at. When they say, well, Mr. Sharpe, what can we do you today? What can we do for you today? Ain't that where you feel welcome?
Sometimes it ain't even about the money. Sometimes they want to play for the love of the game.
Man, stop it. Stop it.
I think his frustrations, I think Chase Claypool's frustrations about the love of the game, not the check. Because if it was about the check, he wouldn't be complaining about them not using them the right way. So I'm standing with my receiver.
You stand on that?
They not using them the right way. Yeah. And I'm not finished because they ain't using none of the motherfuckers they got over there. Oh, I cursed. My bad. They're not using none of the receivers they got. They're not using DJ Moore right. And, man, you know what?
DJ Moore had a nice game today.
Yeah. Oh, today? We in week 200. He should be having a nice game every week. Because if you want to win, if you want to take that donut so you're not over, you got to get the ball. You got to get your special players. You got to get them involved in the offense and make it for everybody else.
You know what? I love how it's week 200 for everybody else except the Bengals. It's only week 4 for the Bengals, but it's week 2,000 for everybody else.
Well, listen. Well, the Bears haven't been in contention in a very long time. We coming off goddamn 2 AFC championships, so it's different. For us, we got a little leeway. We got time to get it together. Goddamn,
y'all just making up a loss.
When the last time the Bears been to the playoffs? I'm just asking.
Oh,
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, 2017.
Yeah,
2017, something like that.
Yeah.
C-Mac, Christian McCaffrey, another outstanding day. 106 rushing yards, 71 receiving yards. 4 total touchdowns. He's the third player in NFL history to have 600 scrimmage yards and 7 scrimmage touchdowns in his first 4 games. He joins Emmitt Smith and Jim Brown, who did so twice. Is it time for us to start putting him in the MVP conversation, or should he have already been there?
He should have already been there. He should have already been there because he was a workhorse when he was in Carolina.
Yeah.
He comes to San Francisco and adds to the offense dynamic that they already had going on. And now he's a workhorse here, and he's doing things. Just broke Jerry Rice's record for most consecutive touchdowns in a game. Today, he had 3? He had 4? 3 or 4?
Four.
How many? He had 4. Like, what are we doing? He's coming out the backfield. He's running off tackle. He's catching sweeps. He lined up at receiver. He's lined up in the slot. He's doing some of everything. And then we talk about who's the best running back in the game. And this is what I do when I think about the best at a position. I think about all 32 teams. Yeah. And I think about players that you can take. Let's say you take Christian McCaffrey off the 49ers offense. How many running backs in the NFL can go into the offense and do the same thing he's doing right now?
Probably him.
Thank you. And when I thought about it and I broke it down and thought about it based on what he's able to do as far as being a Swiss Army knife, the only person I can come up with was Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
Similar. Style-wise, different in their own right, but they can do similar. But Christian McCaffrey is the best running back in the game right now. He just is.
He is.
It is. He can do so many different things. He can do so many different things and do them well. And that's the kind of player, when it's time to get paid, let's say if he hadn't already got paid, that's the kind of player that wouldn't have a problem getting his money as a running back because he does every goddamn thing.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't think they've lost a regular season game since he's been there. I think they were a 500 ball club when they traded for him, and I don't think they've lost a regular season game. But he's been outstanding. And if he were to win the MVP, he'd be the first running back to win the award since Adrian Peterson in 2012.
Well, Adrian Peterson was special, man.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
He almost got Edie's record, 2,097 rush yards that year. He single-handedly, because Christian Ponder was his quarterback. Hey, guy was in the league, but Adrian Peterson single-handedly put that team on his back and ran them into the playoffs.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
So you believe Christian McCaffrey should be in the MVP discussion?
Yeah, he should be in the MVP. He should be in the MVP discussion. But as you know, when it comes to MVP being the most valuable player, it will always go to a quarterback. It will always go to a quarterback unless you are just immaculately like special. What he's doing is great. What he's doing is great. But at some point, you know, your Patrick Mahomes is going to come through and just
Tuas and all those guys.
Tuas. And you know, even though
Josh Allen
slipped up, Josh has a chance to win it. He just got to be consistent. If he do what he did today and continue to do it, man, shit.
I don't know if you've been following, but the Rams have a guy.
Goddamn Puka
is duking on these folks in the NFL. He has more yards than all 4 first-round receivers combined. He has 39 catches, which is first in the NFL. 501 receiving yards, which is first in the NFL. And he just scored his first touchdown. So his 501 yards beat Anquan record of 463 through his first 4 games. His 39 catches breaks Anquan's Bolden's 30 catches also. And he's doing it. He was the 20th receiver drafted. No, I'm not saying the 20th player. I'm saying he's the 20th receiver that was taken. And he's doing it all for a grand total of $811,000.
Can I tell you something real quick?
Yeah.
This is a testament to what I've always been saying about using the players at your disposal.
Yeah.
That's exactly what McVay is doing. You have a guy that's a rookie coming out of college that is breaking all kind of records. And in your scheme, you have the perfect scheme for him where you're getting the most value out of him.
He's a bigger Cooper Kupp.
He's doing unbelievable things.
Yeah.
But look what happens. You see how easy it is? It's funny that the Rams have figured it out.
But you know what happened?
It's funny that the Rams have figured out. You put your players in position to make plays, and what do? Every team should be able to take whatever philosophy they're doing over there with the Rams, because Cooper Kupp did it when he had the Triple Crown another year.
Right.
Now you get someone who was the 20th picked receiver out of all the receivers when none of them are playing the way he is. But why is that?
Because here's
why
the thing.
Is that?
Oh, you got to factor this in also. He's getting the reps that Cooper Kupp would have gotten. Do you think he could have put up these numbers with Kupp in the lineup? Because all those targets would have been going to Kupp.
Right.
So now
that's letting you know, though. That's letting you know that it's plug in and plug out, plug in and plug out. Antonio Brown is going. Okay, we plugging in George Pickens and Deontay Johnson. The production should still be the same if you know how to use the players the right way.
No. I don't believe if you had another quarterback, you would get this kind of production, because Antonio Brown production, a lot of it was predicated on who? Big Ben. Big Ben is going to the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Now, he wouldn't AB was not going to be getting no 125 catches with no Pickett, with no Kenny Pickett. He ain't going to be having those 15. No, stop it. Stop it.
Man,
stop it.
Man, AB could the Mother Teresa could be at quarterback and AB can go 1,400. Don't do that. This ain't just your average receiver now. We not gonna do that.
No, but look, the thing is that it makes it easier.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It makes it easier, but then when you're a special talent, when it's not easy, you can still make it possible.
Yeah, it goes way up.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at. I mean, Jerry goes from Joe Montana to Steve Young, 2 first ballot.
Yeah.
I mean, me now, when I look at a D Hopkins and I look at some of the quarterbacks, I'm like, how the hell D Hopkins made All Pro with these quarterbacks?
He liked that.
I'm like,
He
jeez.
like that. His last name is him.
Man, I mean, Case Keenum was throwing them passes, and
I don't remember all the names of the quarterback carousel.
Brock Osweiler throwing them passes.
Man, he was getting it done with everybody.
Yes. Look, I don't know, man. The Steelers got a tough goal because it looked like Kenny Pickett got dinged at the end of that ball. He left in the third. He left in the third and didn't come back.
That wasn't his ACL, was it? The way he was walking so gingerly. It wasn't an ankle. When you're walking gingerly like that, he grabbed his knee right away.
Yes.
I'm hoping it's not.
I'm hoping so also. It's just tough, man, because this is a very physical game. These guys are getting bigger, they're getting faster, they're getting stronger, and the collisions are greater, Ocho.
And you know what's not changing? The dimensions of the field.
Nope.
The dimensions have not changed one bit, but everyone else is getting bigger, faster, and stronger. So something gonna have to give. I don't care how much you try to protect the players. Something gonna have to give.
Yeah, you're playing an inherently dangerous game. I don't care how safe you make the car. When you increase the speed, there's a greater risk that things gonna happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Big trade. We talked about Dame getting traded to the Bucks. The Celtics counter that move. Yeah. They make up trade for Holiday. So now you got Holiday, Brown, Tatum, Porzingis, Al Horford, and then now the Bucks starting five is Dame, Beasley, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Lopez.
Still.
Who you like? Who you with? Oh, or you still with your Heat?
Nah, because I had people making fun of me. Obviously, just for context, being that I am a fan of the Heat, I purposely put the Heat first. But let me get into my basketball terms and basketball knowledge and what I know of the game. Obviously, the Bucks. Obviously, the Bucks are the best team in the East.
You like the Bucks over the Celtics?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Okay. I mean, they have a great squad. Obviously, they top heavy with just the top two. They top heavy with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I mean, when it comes down the stretch, you need a goddamn shot. There's only two people you can actually go to. You don't know what you're gonna get from the rest of it. You
don't like Holiday?
Yeah, Jrue is nice. Yeah, Jrue is
Holiday,
nice. But I'm talking about
you got a defender. The only thing I'm gonna say about the Celtics, they did give up some of their size with Robert Williams.
Yeah, so they playing small now.
Yeah,
you playing small?
Yeah, I guess because my question is, who you gonna put on Giannis? You gonna put Porzingis on him? You gonna put Al Horford on him? Are you gonna try? Is
Porzingis gonna stay healthy? Yeah, how about that? Is he gonna be healthy? Which Porzingis are you gonna get night in and night out?
Because the problem that you have is that you can't build a wall to try to keep Giannis out the lane now because you got Dame.
He hitting you from anywhere.
So now, he hit you from 80 feet. Yeah. And they're still a big team because you got Giannis, you got Lopez, you got Portis. So you still go 6'10" or above.
Yeah.
With those guys. You got Middleton at 6'7", 6'8".
Yep.
So
wait, Middleton 6'8"?
Yeah, Middleton's a big dude. 6'7", 6'8", yeah.
Hey.
So, yeah. Holiday like 6'5"? How tall is Holiday?
Nah, he can't. Nah, Holiday ain't that damn tall now.
What you think he is, 6'4"?
He might be 6'3". He look about 6'3" on TV. I've never seen him in person.
Holiday 6'5"? Holiday 6'5".
So that means everybody else just that much taller than him. Well, they had he was about 6'3", 6'2".
Yes. Them guys are guys that you think, oh man, they're not. Middleton's got to be at least 6'7". He's 6'7". Yeah, I told you.
Yeah, I knew Chris.
And so you got Giannis at 6'11". You got Lopez at 7 foot. You got Portis at 6'10" and a half. They got a big team. So the question is, it's going to be a tremendous matchup. James Harden is unhealthy and now you still got who you going to put on Joel Embiid if you're the Celtics?
Porzingis. You ain't got no choice.
Man, at 7'3", 117 pounds?
You have no choice because you have no size. There's nobody else you can put on him. You ain't got no Draymond. You ain't got no Draymond Green that got that dog in him that can just fighting and crawl and scratch, and you know what I'm trying to say. That's gonna get it out the mud. You don't have that, so you got to put size on him. Even though he light in the ass, you ain't got no choice.
I mean, Porzingis. First of all, Porzingis, that man's so skinny he could look through a keyhole with both eyes. You know, normally you look through the keyhole, you gotta close one of your eyes, Ocho.
Yeah,
that's how skinny that man is.
Yeah, you're right.
Look,
you're right.
It's gonna Miami's gonna rue this because what they could have done is control their own destiny. Because not only did you let Milwaukee get strong, you let the Celtics get strong also.
Yeah.
Because now they got 3-4 guys that can go get a bucket in a crunch situation. You got JT, you got JB, and you got Holiday that can go get a bucket. Porzingis can stretch the floor, knock down a three. So now you're going to open up lanes so those guys can get to the rack on you. All three of those guys can put the ball on the floor. Holiday over the last 3 seasons is almost 40% from the three in the regular season. Man, this crippled your Miami.
We're behind. We behind the 8 ball. We behind the 8 ball. But what we do is we play team basketball extremely well with no super duper star.
Right.
We play together as a unit extremely well, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to beat the Bucks, and it's gonna be goddamn tough to beat the Celtics.
Yeah. Gonna be very tough. Very tough. So tomorrow night, the Giants take on Seattle.
Geno Smith, let's go, baby.
I'm looking forward to that game. DK Metcalf, Geno, Walker the third, Kenneth Walker the third. And we're going to see. I don't think Saquon's going to play. So, again, the ball is in Daniel Jones' hand. He's going to have to.
You know what you're going to get.
What are we going to get? What are we going to get? What are we going to get, Ocho?
We're going to get another example on why you should have paid your running back.
Wow.
And I have nothing against Daniel Jones. I mean, just like listen, everybody talks about the quarterbacks and seeing it is what it is, and this is what you get based on the situations that they've been put in before.
Yeah.
What are we going to get? And you're playing a great Seahawks defense.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing a great Seahawks defense. Man. You want me to tell you the score line?
What score?
I can tell you the score line right now. 27-12 Seahawks.
Wow.
Yeah, 27-12 Seahawks. And I'm telling you right now, you heard it here first. So if you're a gambling man, you might want to listen to me. Throw something on the floor for me. I'm going to pick it up.
Don't listen to that man. The man told you he don't gamble. So don't listen to it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to Nightcap. I am Shannon Sharpe, your favorite Unc. He's your favorite number 85, Chad Ochocinco Johnson. We'll see you tomorrow night, immediately after tomorrow night's ball game.
Oh, yeah. Call me if you need me.